Mimosas with Michael. Mimosas with Michael. Mimosas with Michael. Yay!
It's tough to be funny on the spot.
That's okay. I bet you can be. Well, you're an actor. You have to be funny on the spot.
That's true. You gotta have some jokes in your pocket.
All right. Well, you have very small pockets. So you must not have a lot of jokes. All right. Well, let's clink. All right. For most of the time.
Cheers. I always go with the Will Smith quote from what's that love movie that he does? Hitch.
Oh, Hitch. Yeah.
Where it's like never lie, cheat, or steal.
Yeah.
I always do that with my friends, and they get mad at me because I do it every time.
Oh. Well, this is the first time I met you, so I'm not mad.
Well, it's never lie, steal, or cheat. If you must lie, lie with the ones you love. If you must steal, steal away from bad company. If you must cheat, cheat death.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to start the podcast.
Great.
Because
Let's do it.
that's a great way. I like the opening. All right, we'll keep it. Hi, everybody. This is Michael Colomb with Mimosas with Michael. This week, I have Troy Akin, which sounds like a footballer name, right?
There's Troy Aikman, who is the Dallas Cowboy quarterback who won a bunch of Super Bowls, but nobody cares about him. Yeah.
I'm bored with sports already.
Yeah.
We don't talk about sports on here. No, we can't because
Well,
I know
that's
you
going to
play.
be a problem for me then.
No, talk
Yeah.
about whatever you want. Talk about whatever you want. I just don't know sports, so I might have a glazed look on my face.
Totally. I just have a big sports background, which
Oh, well, then we have something to talk
probably
about.
where I am now. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm so glad I know so much about sports, so I can go down this road with you.
yeah.
Okay, so I brought you in because I thought you were cool, and I was like, I want to have mimosas with that guy, and you're like, I'll come have mimosas with you,
Sounds like a good time to me.
and here you are. Okay, you're an actor, but you have a sports background.
Yeah, so I mean, I grew up playing sports. My dad played college basketball,
Okay.
so I was bred a basketball player, but I kind of got burnt out on it, and I just grew to love tennis. And kind of junior year of high school, I started training for tennis seriously.
But tennis is a sport.
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, it is a sport, but I just always played basketball, and then I was like, screw that. I'm going to go play something I like more.
Was he mad that you wanted to play tennis?
No, he was a little disappointed, but he just wanted me to be the best that I could be, and because I had such a late start that I still ended up playing NCAA tennis at Chapman University, so I did pretty well for myself.
Well, he's like, I guess if you have to play a sport, tennis is fine.
Yeah.
Not
So
basketball, though.
it was great, and I still play to this day with great connections at the clubs.
Aw.
It's good stuff.
That's awesome. Well, we'll have to come out to a game.
Yeah,
And record it and say that we had mimosas with Michael in person.
that'd be
I
great.
do that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when I was in London, I actually recorded a podcast there because I was there. So I had a little sound recorder, and I don't think you listened to that episode. You should. It's really good. The guy is Pierre Bohana. He's a prop maker.
Cool.
So he worked on like Harry Potter and stuff like that.
Nice.
So but the funny thing is because it was English, so we went and had English tea and talked. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice.
But let's be honest, mimosas are better.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a tennis player. You're playing tennis. You're at Chapman University, which I'm familiar with because I do film.
Yeah. They have a great film program.
You do have a great film program.
Which is how I got into acting. So I had the opportunity. Well, so like I was either going to go to San Francisco State or Chapman.
Okay.
But I got a modeling agent back in the day. I don't really do modeling now, except for my Instagram, just to grow my Instagram. I'm an Instagram model sometimes.
Yeah, I get you.
Um,
That's probably what caught me to like, oh, this guy's an Instagram model. I'm on the show.
Yeah. People are like, what do you do?
Who doesn't
Like,
want to drink with models? Come on.
Everybody does.
Yes. I do it
Um,
all the time on the show. By the way.
Good. I like it. I'm gonna have some mimosa. But I.
Oh, that's the sound of a mimosa right
Yeah.
there. Oh, I love that.
That's good. I did 1,000 student projects at Chapman. My roommate was.
Wait. Did you literally do 1,000?
No, I probably did 20, and then after graduating, did another 20 more.
Okay, so that's close to 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Well, here in Hollywood, you embellish a little bit.
A lot. Yeah. Okay.
No?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
like,
trust
yeah,
me. I know.
okay,
I know.
yeah.
Okay.
So also my roommate was a director / producer, so I was able to do a lot of his content. He's
Okay.
even put me in some of his feature films now, which has been cool.
Hell yeah.
It's a good little connection.
Yeah, those are good to have.
And so after graduating, I moved up to LA, started studying.
From Chapman, which is in Orange County.
Yeah, which is only an hour away.
I'm from Orange County,
right
so
by
I know.
Disneyland. What part?
I was born in Anaheim,
Okay, nice.
and I grew up in Santa Ana.
Real close.
But we moved to Riverside, so that's where I'm really from.
a little further away.
It's about an hour away.
Yeah. I have family in Newport, which is also easy, helped all that. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's your family now?
So my family, we grew up in a small town called Orinda, which is just 20 minutes outside of San Francisco.
Okay.
So I just say San Francisco. My whole family's moved into San Francisco now. So
You're California native, just like me.
NorCal, yeah.
People are like, oh, you're not an LA native. I'm SoCal native. I'm like an hour outside of LA.
Same thing.
It feels, yeah.
To us NorCal people, SoCal's all the same. LA and San Diego and then San Francisco.
And then like everything in between.
And everything in between, yeah.
Okay. So that's cool. And then how long have you been down here?
What do you mean down here? Like in LA?
Oh, yeah, because you started in Orange County.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in SoCal?
Yeah,
It's like
graduated
another
like
state,
2014 and then moved up after. So been here for 4 years now.
Good.
Yeah, and been living the dream. I've been acting. I booked a couple commercials in my day.
Congrats.
Couple feature films.
I love that you say in your day. And you're like the ripe, sweet age of 25.
Yeah, nice.
But you said in your day. Okay, I just want to throw that out
God,
there.
it just feels so long ago. And
Oh, please wait till you're my age. I
Yeah.
have so many memories. I want to talk about feels like a long time ago.
I know. There is. I can't wait.
Take your time.
Yeah, I will.
Please.
It's rough getting old. I'm gonna be off my parents' health insurance plan this upcoming year.
Oh my God, you poor thing.
Man, it's a tough life.
Adulting is tough.
God, seriously.
No, it really is. Don't fucking do it.
The phone bills, the car insurance. Like, do I
Yeah.
really need car insurance?
I mean,
I should probably have it. Yeah.
probably not a bad idea. You live far from here.
Yeah, it's true. I drive everywhere.
Okay, so I do have a question, just because we're talking about it.
Yeah.
So you followed in your dad's footsteps of being a sports player. So how does he feel about you being an actor?
He's super supportive. He worked hard. He's in construction, windows, doors, and skylights, and he's just worked his whole life to put 3 kids through college. I have 2 older brothers, and so he is super supportive that I'm going after the dream.
Good.
And so the whole family's been super nice. And like when I was first kind of starting out, they helped with classes and.
I'm gonna tell you something. When I decided at the age of 30 to walk off my job, most people didn't realize that it was okay to follow your dream, because that's not ingrained in us.
Yeah,
You just you want to write and direct and make movies, and you can do that. And I was the only one in my family that was like, I'm like the only freelancer. Like, I'm just gonna do it. And so it was a while. And I remember specifically when I walked off my job, which I've mentioned this before on the show, but a lot of people were just like, "Wow, you're leaving? Like, where are you gonna go?" And I was like, "I'm gonna go make movies." And they're like, "Wait, you can do that?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I've been writing since I was 10. I might as well just go do it." So but I like that your family was supportive. That's great. And look, so many athletes now are actors, so it's not like
Yeah, totally.
like-
I don't want to say an easy transition, but it's also nice because they have a lot of professional athletes have a platform already, so that helps too. I
Well, it's
obviously
yeah.
didn't, but
you're young, you'll get there.
yeah. I mean, I built my own platform, which is also kind of another thing that I wanted to bring up, as a promotional thing, but also as like an actor who's been out here for years, and I book jobs here and there, but I got to support my lifestyle.
What's your lifestyle? You like spend a lot of money?
No. I don't spend a lot of money at all. I do go visit my family a lot, so just on flights. I got a lot of points on Southwest.
You can take road trips.
It's just it's so much easier to
I know, but
20-minute Uber to LAX, an hour flight.
I know. I got you.
Yeah. It was nice when I lived in the Valley and I was like 10 minutes from the Burbank airport. That's the easiest airport in the world.
I know.
LAX sucks.
I live by the Van Nuys Airport. That doesn't get you anywhere.
Oh, well, unless you got a PJ.
I don't have that.
Oh, sorry.
But hopefully someday this podcast will blow up and I'll have a PJ.
Yeah. There you
I
go.
like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Private jet for those folks that don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Your
Yeah.
lifestyle.
So I needed a way to support my lifestyle, right? And I was
Right.
trying to think of like how can I do both without like giving up the dream. I still want to have the leisure to go to auditions, to practice when I needed to practice. And so I got my real estate license because apparently that was a flexible job.
Wait, what?
I have my real estate
Wow.
license. I'm a practicing agent. I sold 2 homes last year.
What?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Uh-huh.
Good for you.
Yeah, so that was quite the adventure, but it is a myth that is a flexible job, especially when you're starting out.
No, because I had somebody on another guest, and he was like, "I did it, and it was like 17 hours, and I can't do it."
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's a ton of weekends, which I'm a weekend kind of guy. Hence, I just moved out to Santa Monica. Love going out to the beach and doing all that stuff.
Yeah, of course. So, like, do you surf and stuff?
I do. Surfing's not my favorite hobby. It's just a lot of effort and work, in my opinion.
Kind of like real estate.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's fun when it's easy, when a friend lives by the beach and they got a board and you jump in and jump out. But
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, plus the LA Pier, which I live by, isn't the greatest surf. I mean, you got to go to Malibu or like
I'm actually
Manhattan.
not a fan of our beaches. I'm just gonna let it out there.
Yeah,
I probably get a lot of shade for that, but I just don't like our beaches.
it's good for like just hanging out and laying, but that's I mean,
that's it.
it's also really crowded.
Yeah.
But you like think about it, it's crowded because like everybody wants to come see it and be on the beach.
No, I got you
Yeah.
on that one. I got you on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
I just
yeah. But back to the real estate thing. So I was like lead genning through Instagram. I'm all about the DM life.
There you go.
But so I started getting a bunch of leads for real estate, and I was like, I have more fun growing my companies and my own real estate pages, Instagram, and like talking to these people than like actually selling homes. And I had a couple people that like wanted me to grow their Instagrams for them. So I started kind of just testing it out.
Wait, does that mean that you can grow mine for me?
I could, certainly could.
Thank you.
That
was easy.
Yeah,
But
just like
I
that.
had you said it on the air, so when you don't do it, I can be like, you said it on the air?
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, but really, I need help, though.
Totally. Well, I have a favorite ass back in a second, but
Oh, shit.
but
Okay.
either way, so I just started direct messaging people, PMing people on Facebook, like, hey, I started an Instagram consulting business is what I call it. So I help lead gen and grow your Instagram.
That's smart. Okay.
And so now I have over 30 clients, and I work wherever I want, whenever I want.
Yeah.
And it's a great kind of residual income, and I can still go to acting class every night. I can
Yeah.
go to auditions
That's
wherever
smart.
they are, whenever they are. So it's been a great little side hustle that allows me to pursue my dream.
Dude, that's
live my life.
awesome. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
actually I just work on set. That's my full-time job.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where I want to get to,
You'll
but
get there. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a while.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so because I don't, if you know, but I work as a script supervisor, so I do all the
Mm-hmm.
continuity. But like I've been doing it for so long, so now it's affording me to be able to like write and direct more, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
And podcast.
I heard you just sold your first script.
I did tell my first script.
Congratulations.
Actually, I sold it with my writing partner, and I sold our first script.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not. I haven't made a huge announcement yet. It's like I just made a soft announcement.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this episode will.
No, this is
coincide.
far enough.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
it's out there. It's,
Okay.
it's not. But I just I don't want to give too much because I don't want to. I don't want to jinx it.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's so many steps. In can I tell this story about my first pilot that I booked?
You can literally talk about whatever you
Okay,
want.
great.
That's the idea of Mimosas with
This
Michael.
is like my one of my favorite stories because I've done commercials and other stuff, but then I booked a reoccurring on a Hulu pilot. We're still waiting for it to get picked up, so I'll leave it at that.
Well, who knows? By the time this airs, it might be picked up.
Hopefully, well, we can do another podcast when it's
Without a
after
doubt.
season 1 or
Yeah,
or
let's
something.
do it. Okay. You'll be too famous for me then.
Hopefully.
Wow.
Just kidding. No.
Wow. I'm not cutting that out. That's actually staying in.
Just kidding. So just a reoccurring role. So my scene is with the lead girl in the script, and so it's just like one page, super short, simple, direct, in the kitchen, no big deal. So they've shot for a week, and now I'm coming into play. I meet everyone. I've met the director and the producer at the read through and
Of course, yeah.
callback and
All that stuff.
and so it's a night shoot, so I get there at like 6:30, get changed, yada yada yada. At like 9:00, we go to set, wait for it to be night, and then the director has me and the girl go rehearse the scene. We set it up, set the camera shots up and everything. Like, okay, cool, we'll shoot in a second. Just go sit down. So then like, okay, we're gonna shoot another scene really quick. It's like, all right, yeah, whatever. So yeah, now it's like 11:30, and the writer comes out and was like, all right, so we're cutting scene 57 with Troy and the girl. And I was like, okay, so
But that's my scene.
what they said we're omitting, and I was like, great. So like, are we gonna do it later? Like, I didn't know what that meant at the time.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
so like some of the other people like, yeah, it's cut. It's like they're not doing it anymore. It's done. It's not like they're gonna shoot it another day or whatever. Like,
Oh, no.
So I was like, oh my, like I just got cut out of the pilot. Like, this is gonna be like, where does my character go if I'm not in the pilot? Like I was like freaking out. And so I was like, well, do I go home? What do I do? And they're like, just stick around. Like, we'll see. Like 3:30 comes around. They're like, it's been omitted. It's staying in. It's yada yada yada.
I hate when they do that. Yeah.
And so light is coming up at 5 o'clock because it's summer and there's not much. I mean,
Yeah.
daylight comes up soon.
The days
And
are
so
longer, yeah.
at 4 o'clock, they're like, all right, Troy, we're gonna shoot one scene and then we'll get your scene. So just stay around at 4 a.m. And I'm like, when have they ever shot a scene in a half hour? Like,
Yeah.
sure, I'll believe it when I see it. Half hour later, like, all right, Troy, ready to go. get up. So and then they set mine up, and we shot my scene in a half hour. And as soon as we were done. 5 minutes later, sun came up.
That's amazing.
Got my scene in the pilot. So
was it the same scene that they were omitted?
yeah,
Okay,
that they
so they did
omitted, and then they brought it back.
I hope they don't
last second.
I hope they don't omit it in post.
Yeah, we'll see if it gets in the post or not. But
Ugh.
I mean, it should. I mean, it's Hulu, so they should be able to have more flexibility with the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they own the channel.
Yeah,
I got you on that.
absolutely.
Well, I've been, as a crew member, I've been there where they're like going back and forth. And because I usually work next to the director and producer, I usually hear all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, Like, what's so cool about my job is, so like, I'm right by the monitor. I'm sitting next to the director and producers and stuff. So everybody talks by the monitor. So I'm just sitting there like, just doing my job, like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. But I hear everything. The producers are coming over talking about things that are frustrating.
Yeah.
The actors are coming. I'm just like, doo-doo-doo. I'm just like the little fly
With
on the
your
wall.
headphones on, I'm not listening.
I'm not listening,
Yeah.
but I hear everything you're saying. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. So I can understand that. But what I don't see is like you guys sitting in your motorhome for 8 hours trying to figure out a lot of actors are so frustrated. Like, I'm just sitting around doing nothing,
Yeah.
which is frustrating.
Well, and we were off site, so I was like just sitting in the chair outside in the middle of
man.
nowhere. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you go exploring or hiking or anything?
I mean, I couldn't leave too far of set. We were out in Pasadena, so we were actually in a kind of cool little nature-y area.
Oh, Pasadena. Yeah, Pasadena is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
But you got it. That's all that
but
matters.
got it in, and it was great. So they seemed to like it. But I don't know how my acting was at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, but
Well, I guess you'll find out when you make it or
Yeah.
not make it on that.
yeah, true that.
Is your acting good in general?
Well, I think it's good.
Well, then there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
I take your word for it.
No, I've been working really hard. I hope, but just like to look at what I did first year or two when I first moved out here and just like didn't know anything,
Yeah.
and just miles of difference. Like just going to an audition room and not like freaking out
Yeah.
is a big step. But
Oh,
now I
yeah.
feel super comfortable in rooms, and
I see myself, especially when I first started off as a writer, like how much I've grown. I'm like, damn.
yeah,
I used to think that was good, but I think we grow as people.
totally.
Like, I'm not saying that wasn't bad, but I've definitely, like, you can see
Yeah.
like the arc and like the way you grow. There's a lot of planes, by the way. We talk
Yeah.
about that in every show. Yeah.
You can cut it out, right? Edit it.
No, this is real.
Oh
life.
yeah.
This is real life.
I knew that. Well, since you brought up your writing, that's the favor that I wanted to ask. I actually wrote my first pilot. I wrote it like a year-ish ago, and then I rechanged a lot of it.
Okay.
So I just finished my cut of this. So if you ever want to read it and give me a notes on it,
I'll read it. Yeah.
I would.
What's the genre?
It's a teenage drama ish.
Dude, I haven't been a teen for so long.
Well, I know, but you can give me notes on like the plot and the
No, of
storyline.
course.
and
I mean, I have
yeah,
5
like,
nephews, so they're not much older than you. So.
Great. Yeah. Did you ever watch One Tree Hill back in the day?
I mean, no.
Okay. That's a sports show. It's like
I'm not like I used to watch Friday Night Lights. I'm not unopposed to sports.
yeah,
I
that
just
would
was
be a
not,
great example.
I wasn't coordinated enough to play sports.
Okay.
I'm left-handed. I just wasn't coordinated enough.
Yeah.
But I grew up being a singer, so like I just wanted to sing and write. Mm-hmm. And my father was like, "Can you just play sports?" And I was like, "Dad, I'm not good at sports." And he was just like, "I guess you can sing." But I was a good singer, and
Yeah,
I'm a good
that
writer. So my
always
dad's
helps.
like, "All right,
Yeah.
I guess that's okay." Like,
As long as you love it. I mean, they should be supportive.
no,
That's-
my
that's a
family's
dad
been.
should do,
I always
yeah.
tell these stories.
Yeah.
My family's been uber supportive. I just didn't
Nice.
think they understood how to. They had like this little gay son, and they were like, "We don't know what to do with him. He's so creative. He doesn't want to play sports. He's super sensitive."
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially like back in the day, like it was.
Well, don't talk. Back in the day, Jesus, I didn't go to school with a dinosaur.
Well, I'm like even in the last like 3 years, things have changed so much.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It didn't change that much when I was growing up.
yeah, definitely.
Like VCRs were around for a long time. Then we had CDs for a long time. But nowadays, in this age, it's like every year everything's just changing.
Blu-ray was around for like a year or two. I mean,
Do you know when I first started in the film industry, and I've only been doing this for 13 years, when I first started in the film industry, I walked off my job, and I was missing work because I would call people. We had cell phones, but I couldn't like send them my resume, or I couldn't respond. Like I couldn't email jobs because this is before we did. They would call you. They would mostly email you, right? So if we wanted to find a job on something like Craigslist, you couldn't because we had no way to email them. So I remember going back to the company I just left and be like, "Can I get a BlackBerry? Because I really want to." So I bought a BlackBerry from them, and I would keep my resume saved in an email, and I would forward it. So if I'd find you, so I would be able to book work while I was on set. Whereas,
Nice.
like if you were to apply for a job that morning, or you saw a job and you went home 12, 13 hours later, it was already taken by somebody who wasn't working.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, I had to learn real quick. But then So I was doing that for a couple years, and then the iPhone came out, and then it was more consumer based, whereas like the BlackBerry really wasn't. Nobody had that need for it outside
Right.
of work, but the iPhone was very consumer based, and people liked that. So people were like, "Oh, the iPhone changed everything." Yes, it did. It made things more consumer based. So, but I already had a BlackBerry, and then BlackBerry came out with a different kind of BlackBerry that was similar to like the iPhone in that sense. So it was just, and then from there, it was just like every year, it's like it just changed. It was overnight,
Crazy.
and that was only like a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
Really think about it.
Yeah. I still think I had the iPhone 3 in one of my drawers over there.
The only iPhone I ever had, I think, was an iPhone 5.
Are you, oh yeah, you have green text messages. Ugh.
Sorry. Oh, you're like this bitch.
God, unbelievable. You ruin every group text.
I know.
You're that guy.
I am that guy. Well, I do have an iPad because I use my iPad
Okay.
on
Yeah.
set because of the
Yeah.
iOS, but I'm Android all the way.
Yeah. What do you edit on? You Mac over there?
Well, this is my friend's system.
Okay.
I have a laptop at home. But I just edit the podcast is simple. I put on my intro and my outro, and we're done.
Okay.
I don't have to. I'm not an editor.
Mm-hmm.
I could, but I don't
Yeah.
have the patience.
Editing's tough. I've done just my own like YouTube
Oh
channels
yeah,
and
of course.
stuff.
I do it all the time, and
It's brutal.
well, I go to events a lot with the podcast, and it's, like I'll go as like a press or something, and I put something together, so I have to edit that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, God damn, I hate this shit.
Yeah.
I do love it, but it's like I'm just not. Editing has been great because the thing with me as an editor is because I'm a script supervisor, I know how to edit, but like I don't do a lot of narrative stuff. I'm just doing interviews, so
Yeah.
that's at least the one
Yeah.
thing that saves me.
Totally. And like with the editing and writing that I've been doing, it definitely, when I look at scripts now, it changes the way you look at it as an actor. Because like, you know how it's going to be shot, you know how it's going to be edited, you know like what the writer's going for.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think that's helped a lot too.
Well, script supervising definitely helped with like because I'm on set all the time, so it's definitely helped me with my writing. It's definitely helped me with my directing, and I can't even watch movies anymore without like it's so nice.
Totally. It's hard. I remember like one of the first acting classes I took, one of the students was like, is watching movies different for you now because you just know everything? He's like, yeah, totally. It's 100% different. And I get it. Like now you see a reversal, or you see like why they chose to say it that way, or like you also notice bad acting so much more, and it's tough to watch content now.
Yeah. Though the one thing I do like, so I used to watch a lot of like making ofs when I was a kid. And people are like, that must ruin it for you. I was like, no, I find it so fascinating.
Yeah.
It actually, to me, it only enhances it. I mean, I think at this point in my life, I could probably watch a movie and be okay with it, unless
Right.
you see glaring mistakes
Right.
or bad acting. But,
Makes you appreciate those good films though, and it's like, wow, that
Yeah.
was awesome. Yeah.
of course. So I appreciate but it's the same thing with theater or if I read a book. Like, I try to write a book. I have written a play that was produced, so I know the work that goes into it, so I appreciate that more.
Totally.
Which a lot of people, it's so easy to sit there and go, oh, that sucks, but you don't
Yeah.
realize like the hours and hours and hours
It's
and hours
so
and
hard, yeah.
hours that went
Yeah.
into it, and the tons of people but
Totally. Definitely, like, I feel like as I've gotten older, people respect, like, the acting and the theater and drama, the arts
of course,
more.
yeah.
But definitely when you're younger, like, at least, like, where I kind of grew up, like, oh, you want to be a singer? You want to be an actor? Like, why would you want to do that?
Well, you even up there in San Francisco.
Yeah. I mean, not that we were, like, a different school or anything, but it just, like, theater kids kind of were, like, there was the 20 theater kids that were kind of in their own world, and then there was, like, everyone else almost.
Yeah, but you didn't. Did you do theater or no?
I took drama 1 when I was a freshman in high school.
Okay.
And I loved performing and doing that and being that, but it was just such a different world than what I was accustomed to, and so I didn't really get along with them just because we were different people. Not that I had any problems with them or anything.
Yeah.
And then
And now they look at you. You're
But-
out here, and they're just like,
yeah, and now I'm doing screen act. But I feel like also screen acting is so much different than theater. But also like I definitely there are a lot of screen actors that are just, especially because actors are such interesting, strong personalities, that I still have my high
I
school
know.
friends, my sports friends that like, and then I kind of have, my actor friends that are great, but they're also like, I hate to say it's more of like a professional relationship, but it's like, it's more of like something to vent with, somebody to read lines with. It's like, it's as much as I'm friends with them, they're also
I
there
get it.
in a business way too.
Well, yeah, as a filmmaker, it seems like most of the time people reach out to me in a film
Yeah.
writer. Like, can you read my script? I'm just kidding because that's what you asked me, which I will do. But
Yeah.
but I get that a lot because you can send the script to your mom or you can send the script to your friend, but the feedback they're gonna get is like, oh, honey, this is great.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, this is a good job. But the truth is like, I'm going to look at it and be like, yeah, I like it, but this is where this character I feel needs to go, because I'm looking at it from a sort of technical standpoint.
Right.
Which is really kind of what you need.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to write a script that people are going to like, but I need to make a movie that's actually going to be technically good. And then there's criticism, and then there's constructive criticism. And it's like, it's not good. Well, why is it not good? Because of this. Or this, and I tell these people all the time, not everybody's going to give you the best that you're going to need. Like, you have to find those people that you can trust to get your scripts and stuff too, or see your work and be like, I need you to be honest. Don't tell me it sucks. Just tell me what you don't like about it.
Right.
Yeah, some people are just like, I don't get
Help
it.
me improve. Yeah.
So that's smart.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like I'm also so busy that if you're not kind of on the same page as me, like trying to improve, then I don't necessarily need to spend time doing that. Yeah.
You're talking to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the listeners, but I get it.
Yeah.
It's hashtag my life. So, I'm not going to lie. We're actually kind of close to done.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it really does. This was like, I feel like we just started. We can go a little longer. It's fine. But I wanted to ask you, I know you're still new, and I know that you're a little bit younger, but if somebody were to come up to you and be like, I'm afraid of starting my career, I kind of want to do what you do, like, what advice would you give them?
Totally. I actually had somebody DM me on Instagram yesterday. She was like, hey, I want to get into modeling and acting. Like, what do I got to do here? And it's like moving out to New York and LA is a great start. You'll meet people there. You'll meet people with similar interests and passions. I would recommend getting into class. I'm a big proponent. I don't care what class it is. Just you're performing in art. Like, especially as being like a sports person, I didn't get good at basketball and tennis because I just played it every once in a while and like know what to do. I did it because I played every day for 3-4 hours a day. Like that's how you get good at acting. It's the same thing. So I would go ahead.
Oh, I did not to cut you off, but I did hear this one time that a casting agent went up to me and said the first thing they do is flip your headshot over and see what training you've had.
Yeah, I mean, I put all my training on there.
Yeah, that's important because they want to make sure that you've been trained. They want to make sure like you're easy to direct and that you can take, because that's a huge thing. If you can't be directed easily, you're not marketable. Yeah, you don't want that. But continue.
Yeah, and then like even for her, I told her like find the top 20 agencies in that area and email them, go into their office and talk to them. You gotta like, it's a little bit, when you're first starting out, it's a little bit of cold calling and like marketing type of thing and building your brand and network. So that's something else that I'd be pushing for. But
that's smart.
I heard something, it was a friend of my father's that he worked with for a hot second in this weird venture. But he produced Texas Walker Ranger back in the day.
Oh my God, my dad loved that show.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this will make my dad happy.
So he was in entertainment for years, and he's like, out of all my friends that made it, the biggest thing I would say is they were the friends that just stuck with it. And eventually they made it. Yeah. It's a matter of time. So that's,
look, you don't understand. It took me 13 years to sell a script.
Totally, yeah.
I started 10 years later than I should have. So like,
but then it just kind of grows exponentially, and
let's hope.
Even like after booking this pilot, like it hasn't come out yet, but I've had 10 times more better auditions than I've ever got. Just like,
because people go, oh, you actually are working. Wow, someone, yeah, it's crazy. I tell people all the time, I go, you can't book work until you book work, but how do you book work by not booking work?
Totally. Just I've gone to 1,000 auditions.
Well, and this is what I would say to that young
literally
lady.
1,000.
Like that, I believe. That I believe. Yeah, it's a numbers game. But I tell people all the time, people are like, oh, I'm auditioning, but I'm not booking work. And I said, but at least you're auditioning because they're bringing you in. If they're not bringing you in, you can't book the work. And I said, and I've lived with so many actor roommates, and it's like one of my roommates probably went into the same audition for the TV show like 9 different times, and he finally booked on the 10th one because they finally found a role that they're like, this is who we want him for.
Totally.
But they like you. They keep bringing you in. They keep showing you. That's why wouldn't you not want that?
Yeah. Criminal Minds, I've been in that room 8 times, and like I know they like me.
I was Criminal Minds.
Oh yeah.
But that's the thing. They like you. They're bringing you in. They like you. And eventually the producer's going to be like, you know what? Or the story producer will be like, that's what we need him. But like, they just keep seeing you. It's like a numbers game. You just got to keep being in their face about it. What I would tell people who want to be models is, I said, just take pictures.
Yeah.
You have to.
Post them on Instagram.
Yeah, and this is what's so great about Instagram. But you always have a lot of photographers who are starting out or need to build a portfolio.
Portfolio.
Oh, I got to stop drinking these mimosas. So I said, why not collaborate? Get somebody who's, you could hit up a local college, like even Chapman, and be like, do you have film, Steve, who need to take pictures? I'd like to model. Perfect. Let's do like 4 looks. It's the same thing with like people who want to do short films, or I just say write.
Yeah.
Write as much as you can. Have 7 different things. That way people go, you like horror? Bam. Oh, you want a drama? Bam. You wanted this? Bam. You got a TV show? Bam. Like, you just got it. And they should be good, but at least show that you're writing. Because if you don't write, if you're not writing, people are going to go, what am I supposed to do? You're not writing. So that's kind of the advice. So I just wanted to piggyback on that.
Yeah. And like to keep going on with that, like I would say, like especially when you're starting out, like you are never above free work. Like being on set, doing that type of stuff, meeting those people is so much valuable. Yeah.
Bless you for saying that.
Yeah.
Because people ask me all the time. They said, "Wow, you've done like 200 movies as a script supervisor," and I said, "Yes." Well, here's the advice I always give. I always answer my phone.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
say yes
people
to
don't.
everything. Yeah.
But I say yes to everything because when I first started out, I said the only way I knew I was going to get work was to be getting work. Because even if I'm on set and it's a bad job and it's not going well, I'm still working with like 20 other people, and I always have like this great on-set attitude. And that those people are like, you know what, we worked on this shitty movie, but goddamn, were you funny? And I like that, and I like, and that's the thing. It's like just being on set, you're creating that sort of like momentum of being around it. You can't get that sitting at home.
Totally. Yeah.
Right? But a lot of people are like, well, I can't afford it, and I respect that, but you can't not afford it either.
Yeah, and like get used to being broke for a couple years or a lot of years.
Well,
I mean,
I looked at it like this: you don't have to pay for food; they feed you.
Well, yeah, when you're on set, that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
So I was saving a shit ton on food bill because I remember my mom when I first started. My mom was like, "Honey, do you need us to go grocery shopping?" I was like, "Mom, I'm on a feature. I'm not. It's all gonna go bad."
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, "Okay, honey," and it would. So I know, like, I have to, and it never fails. Like, I just grocery shop today, and I'm telling you, in a couple of days, I'm gonna work. So I've learned to I only grocery shop for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. Smart.
You kind of have to because it's like, yeah, that's good.
I just buy a lot of frozen stuff, so it goes bad.
Yeah, but thank you for saying that because I say that all the time. People are just like, I have to work for free. I go, yes, and I'll tell you why. Because if you don't, someone else will.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you're eager. I said people do all the time in any industry. They're just eager. It's like an internship, and I said the next person that's that's more eager than you is going to get that job.
Yeah, and when you do book a real job and you're on a real set, you like a lot of these student projects are so, especially at Chapman, they are better than some of the sets that I've been paid to be on. 'Cause there's like now you don't look like an idiot when you're on a real set. Something happens because you've experienced before, and that's a good place to fail.
Why not have experience?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go on set and be like, oh yeah, I've done this. I've done some short films, but people look at it and go, you know what, this kid's been acting, and here's advice I used to give when I talk to classes. Someone asked me one time, they said, what advice would you give? And I said, there's 2 kinds of people in this industry. There's people that talk and people that do. Right?
Yeah.
And I said, and I did this a lot when I was on background work. A lot of people just said, I did this, da. I'll tell you right now, in this whole time of working, I will never drop a name of anybody that I can't back up that I've worked with them or who might know my name. Right?
Right.
But the second thing is, what I tell them, I said, don't talk, do, and let your doing talk for you. And that's the advice that I made that up one day when I was in class.
Words of wisdom from Michael.
I love it. But it's true. It's like, what's the best way to make a movie? Make a movie.
Just make it. Yeah.
The second you start, so that's why I love you give that advice. Like, don't be above free work because the truth is like just being around that creativity, people seeing how hard you work, and then you're gonna grow. People are gonna go, you know what, you're so great. I have this paid job I'm doing. I'd love to have you on because you're,
Totally.
And people look at free work like, I'm just getting paid for free, so I can act like this. Well, then that's how you're gonna act when you are getting paid.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
And content is king. You always need more content.
And your oh, I'm so glad we're talking about this. Your reputation is all you have. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at this point where like most movie sets I go on, I know like 2 or 3 people of the crew. So and they're all like, oh my god, it's so good to see you. Like I've been following you on I saw you sold a script. So I don't want to go on set and be like, oh, you're that dick. Like, because then it's uncomfortable for me. I don't want that.
Yeah.
And I work with a lot of the same actors now. Like why would I want that?
Well, totally.
It's a small town.
Yeah. Listening to a bunch of like my actor friends, they just tell me the horror stories of like people getting fired on set and like all these crazy things. And like especially my character on the Hulu show is so replaceable. To be blunt with it, that like
no, I used to
I
work
need to be likable, so they call me back. Yeah.
A lot of good-looking young white kids here. I hate to say it, but it's true.
When I walk into castings now, everybody looks just like me.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
great.
So
great.
yeah,
Better be a good actor.
So keep your mouth shut and do your job,
Mm-hmm.
and love it. I mean, you came all the way out here to follow your dream. Why would you not be happy about that?
Totally. Yeah. God, I see that so many times in acting class. People are just like so frustrated and angry. Like they don't like the note that their teacher's giving her or something. And it's like, well, why are you here then?
Yeah. Like you literally packed your stuff to come here.
Yeah. You paid $85 for this class, and
Yeah.
like,
Trust me, I worked in an office for 11 years before I ever got into film. I
Yeah.
know the alternate. That's what got me.
yeah.
Like So when the people are like, "Why are you so happy?" I said, "Because I know where I came from. I know where I want to go."
Totally.
And there's the only thing in between me now is me being on set. I love being on set. Love it.
Bad day on set. Worst day on set is better
So-
than a bad day at the office. What's the saying?
No, that's
Something like that.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much #truth.
Yeah. As an actor, you also live by quotes.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. You live by quotes.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays you live by hashtags.
Yeah, that's true.
#quotes.
Hashtag quotes.
Guess what? It's time to go.
Let's call it a day. My mimosa's done.
Well, you gave me 20 minutes before I could even introduce the podcast.
Oh, well.
No, I'm kidding. Oh, it's only 35. So I have one question I've been asking a lot of people recently, and I love this. But what one thing would you like to be remembered by? I know you're still starting out, so let's just say. Right
Yeah,
now.
no, I would definitely say my positivity and attitude. I always took pride in winning sportsmanships award when I was younger. Like always won those.
I can see that. I'm not gonna lie.
No, totally. And so I like bringing positive energy and just going on with it.
You do have great energy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You really do.
Yeah.
This podcast was like was the easiest. I mean, they're all great.
Yeah.
But some people are just like have a great banter. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right. So how can people find you on your social medias?
Instagram is my favorite platform. / I make my living through Instagram.
Which is true.
So that's just at Troy Akin, TroyAkin. My Twitter is Taken Troy because Troy Akin was taken.
How dare he?
But like, I don't really use Twitter. I actually just deleted my Snapchat because I was never on it, and with Instagram stories, like, why would I use Snapchat?
I don't know. Maybe now I could.
But yeah, Instagram or Facebook or YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's a great
that
one.
one too.
Awesome. Okay, well, this is Michael Cologne with Mimosas with Michael. You can find us on, we are on iTunes, we are on Google Play, Stitcher Radio. God, we're everywhere. We're also on YouTube, so there's a YouTube channel, put it up there. Please like and subscribe and comment and share this guys' work out there. And if you have any comments, let us know. And yeah, do you have any final words?
No, thanks for listening. Yeah, give it a share. Have a mimosa with us.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.